Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm continuing my large amount of reviews that I have to get through today, because I was a busy boy this week seeing a lot of films, and I got to see All the Money in the World that came out on Christmas Day, and honestly, this was a really well done thriller. Ridley Scott directed this film, and this is the J. Paul Getty film, and boy is this getting a lot of controversy because Kevin Spacey, aka Who Should Not Be Named Now, gets fired from this film, and they reshot all of his scenes in 10 days with Christopher Plummer. And it really worked out, and I'll talk about that more. But Ridley Scott, I feel like, did a really good job of balancing this story. The story wound up being a little overlong and repetitive at moments, but I'll talk more about that when it comes to the actual story. But I think Ridley Scott did a nice job of bringing some energy and keeping this going. And I wouldn't say that this film dragged in terms of how it was paced, maybe because some of the stuff felt a little repetitive. It's like trying to get away, and then somebody else kidnaps, and blah, 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 blah. Now he's not giving me the money again, blah, 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 blah. But in terms of what Scott's able to do with this film, I thought it was really well done. Tonally, there were some moments, there was some humor, but it felt like real world humor. It wasn't out of place. And this film is tense and gripping, and that's the important thing. And there's some moments where it's like you really, really feel on the edge of your seat, and there's one particular scene that I'm just like, ugh, watching, and it really does sell this film, and Ridley Scott does a great job. There's some really emotional moments, and Ridley Scott does a really good job directing this, surprise. But cinematographer Dariusz Wolski, this film really captured, there's some gorgeous shots in this film. There's one particular sequence where J. Paul Getty and his grandson are walking through a tunnel, and there's snow in the background, and they're walking across, like, forget what Roman emperors, it was Hadrian, I believe, his palace, and this was so shot gorgeously. And there's only a few moments of odd CGI, and I think it's because of the reshoots, but it is what it is. They had to do something, but there's some really gorgeous shots. This feels very diluted in terms of the cinematography, and I think it fit. And this film starts in black and white, and I'm like, holy crap, that looks gorgeous. And then it slowly transitions in the color. I thought that was a nice thing. So Wolski does a really good job with the cinematography, but he always does. He is Ridley Scott's cinematographer. Writer David Scarpa. So like I mentioned before, the story gets a little repetitive, and I feel like this film could have been chopped down a little bit because it's a good 2 hours, 10-15 minutes, and I think they could have streamlined it a little bit. But overall, I thought it was a really compelling story. And J. Paul Getty was such a fascinating character in this film, I'm sure in real life as well. You don't get a whole lot of fleshing out of his grandson, which I think would have been more impactful for us to care about him, but overall, I thought that the characters were interesting. Obviously, Michelle Williams' character, you get to really feel for, because like she's doing anything that she can to get her son back. And some of the dialogue moments, they're really well-written dialogue in this film, and especially a lot of what J. Paul Getty says is very interesting and very intriguing, and there are some interesting themes of this film, and like trying to balance, it's like, do we agree with what J. Paul Getty's doing and why he won't give up this money? Now, acting, Christopher Plummer, I'm going to sound like a broken record, deserves a Best Supporting Actor nomination. I'm pretty sure I've said 3 people already in my reviews today deserve Best Supporting Actor nomination. And Christopher Plummer was so great in this, and I'm glad he wound up being in this film. I'd much rather have seen him be in this than Kevin Spacey in like globs of makeup trying to be an old man. Christopher Plummer is an old man, and he played this well. And he was great. Michelle Williams, wouldn't be surprised if she gets nominated for Best Actress for this film. She had some really powerful moments. Romain Jurek, who plays one of the kidnappers, I think really got some moments to shine, and he's like trying to help them out get John back from being kidnapped, and Charlie Plummer does a nice job as John Getty the third. And then there's the curious case of Mark Wahlberg. When I saw he was going to be in this film, like, why? And it's like, I don't feel like he was perfectly cast in this film, because there's moments where it's like he's supposed to be a fixer kind of guy, and there are moments where he shows some heart and stuff, and I think he did those moments better. But like, I didn't take him super seriously, like speaking other languages and trying to work with like Saudi princes and stuff like that. It felt a little off to me. But Mark Wahlberg, you did your best. And then like the music done by Daniel Pemberton, I thought was really, really great. They did a really nice job of balancing different kinds of music, honestly. When they were in Italy, they did some Italian kind of folk music, and I thought that was really well done. Overall, the music was really well done in this film. Now, this film might be a bit clunky and a bit flabby, but overall, it's a very effective thriller, and I would suggest going to see this, and I'm going to give All the Money in the World a B+.